Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to crack the code on your STID Bookkeeping and Accountancy Board exam. Think of this as your personal roadmap to success, turning that big, intimidating question paper into something you can totally master.
Look, everyone will tell you to study hard, and yeah, you should, but the real secret, it's about studying smart, and that all begins with knowing exactly what the examiners are looking for, how the marks are laid out, and where you should pour your energy. So let's get you that inside scoop.
Okay, let's dive right in. First, we need to get a bird's eye view of the whole thing. We're talking about the overall structure of your 80-mark theory paper. 80. That's the magic number. That's the total score you're aiming for in the written exam. And guess what? Every single one of those marks is accounted for in a specific pattern, and just knowing that pattern gives you a huge strategic advantage. And right away, this chart tells a massive story. A huge 75%, 3/4, of your entire grade comes from solving practical problems. The other 25% is from objective questions. So this one visual tells you exactly where the bulk of your practice time should go. So here are the hard numbers behind that chart. It all breaks down into two main battlegrounds. You've got a 20-mark objective section that tests your fundamental knowledge, and then the really crucial 60-mark problem-solving section. That's where they really see if you can apply what you've learned. Okay, so now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the paper itself and see how this 80-mark structure is actually built question by question. Understanding the flow of the exam, well, it's kind of like having the map before you even step foot in the maze. Your exam is going to kick off with question 1. This single question makes up your entire objective section, carrying all 20 of those marks. Honestly, it's a perfect chance to get off to a confident start and bank some quick points right away. So how does this actually work? Well, the board has a list of about 10 different types of objective questions, but, and this is key, you're not going to face all of them. The paper will just pick 4 of these as sub-questions. Each one will be worth 5 marks, adding up to your 20-mark total. You just got to be ready for whatever combination they throw at you. All right, with the objectives covered, now we get to the real heart of the exam. This is that big 60-mark section where you'll be solving hands-on, practical accounting problems starting right from question 2. Now, questions 2 and 3 are your first big problem sets, and they're worth a hefty 10 marks each. For both questions, you'll actually get a choice between 2 problems, so you only have to solve one. This is awesome because it lets you play to your strengths. The topics here are going to come from key areas like partnership accounts and bills of exchange. And guess what? The format continues. Questions 4 and 5 also give you a choice between 2 different problems. These are worth 8 marks each, and will cover stuff like death of a partner, issue of shares, or financial statement analysis. Again, use that choice wisely. And finally, we get to the heavy hitters. Questions 6 and 7 are the big ones. They are compulsory, high-value problems worth a massive 12 marks each. No choices here. Question 6 will be on not-for-profit concerns, and question 7 is going to be on partnership final accounts. You absolutely have to know these topics inside and out. So why are we going through all this detail? Well, understanding the structure isn't just, for fun. It's so you can build a powerful and super efficient study strategy. It literally tells you where to spend your time. This brings us to the most important question, right? Which chapters really matter the most? So let's use the official unit-wise weightage from the board itself to pinpoint exactly where you should be focusing to lock in those 60 problem-solving marks. Looking at the problem marks, 3 topics just jump off the page. Company accounts, especially issue of shares, is absolutely huge. We're talking up to 16 marks. And then you have those 2 compulsory 12-mark questions we just mentioned, partnership final accounts and not-for-profit concerns. Seriously, if you're aiming for a top score, these 3 areas are non-negotiable. Now this table shows the full picture, including all the optional questions. This is where you see the total potential marks from each unit. And just look at company accounts and analysis of financial statements. Both have a potential value of 33 marks. That tells you that even if you're strong elsewhere, being solid here gives you the most flexibility and scoring power in the entire exam. So, let's lock in your game plan. Number 1, master those practical problems. They're 75% of your grade. 2, use your choices in questions 2 through 5 to play to your strengths. 3, dominate the high-weightage chapters. We're talking company and final accounts. And 4, don't sleep on that objective section. Those 20 marks are an incredible way to boost your final score. So there you have it. We've cracked the code. You now have the internal logic, the structure, and the weightage for every single part of this exam. The only question left is, how are you going to use this blueprint to design your personal plan for success? The game plan is all yours.